In this video class, we will discuss about the solutions of the assignment 6, okay, for the unit 2 and solution chapter, okay. So the first question is actually we have to find out the amount of this water, that means the solvent, which is required to prepare the maximum amount of 70% ethanol solutions from 500 gram of 100% ethanol solution, okay. Here the meaning of 70 volume by volume percent is that if we have 100 ml solution, then 100 in that 100 ml solution 70 ml will be your ethanol, okay, and the remaining 30 ml will be your water. Understand? And again, this is a binary solution because we know that only two components are there, one is ethanol and other is what? Other is your water, okay. So from actually 70 ml ethanol, we can prepare 100 ml sanitizer by using how much water? 30 ml of water, okay. So now our aim is actually to find out how much water is required to actually prepare the maximum amount of sanitizer from 70 ml of 500 gram of ethanol, which is given. But here in this line we use ml, 70 ml, okay, but our given amount is in gram, that means 500 gram. So what we have to do, we have to convert the given amount, which is 500 gram, into ml, okay. We can easily convert this 500 gram into ml by using the density relation, okay. And here also it is given that the density of ethanol is 0.785 gram per ml, okay. And by using, actually I think we all know that density is equal to actually mass per volume, okay. So by using this formula, we can easily calculate the volume of that ethanol, 500 gram ethanol, okay. And actually by calculating or by using this equation, we can find that the volume of 500 gram ethanol is equal to 637 ml, okay. So we can write that 70 ml ethanol, or actually from 70 ml ethanol, now we can prepare 100 ml sanitizer by using 30 ml water. So from the given ethanol, which is actually 630 ml ethanol, we can prepare 100 by 70 into 630 ml sanitizer. That means we can prepare this amount of sanitizer. This is the maximum amount of sanitizer, okay, which we can prepare from 637 ml of ethanol, okay, by using 30 by 70 into 637 ml water, okay. So by using a calculator, we can calculate these two mathematical problems, and actually from this 637 ml ethanol, we can prepare total 910 ml of sanitizer by using how much water? 273 ml of water, okay. So that means option B is correct, which is actually 273 ml water. Again, one more question may be asked in this question. So what is here water? Water is solute or solvent here in this case? Actually, you see, in this case actually the water amount is less than the amount of that ethanol. Actually, to prepare 100 ml that sanitizer, we have to add 70 ml ethanol with 30 ml water. So that means the amount of water is less than the ethanol. So ethanol will going to act as a solvent here, okay, and water will act as a solute. Understand? So the next question is question 2, which is in a village of Karbi Anglong, 12 ppm of fluoride is found in drinking water, so which is very dangerous for the villagers. So what do we mean by 12 ppm of fluoride? So we already know that ppm means what? Parts per millions, okay. So we know that parts per millions means how much part is present in 1 million of the solution, okay. So here if it is in here it is 12 ppm means what? 12 parts of that fluoride is present in 1 million of the solution, okay. So if it is in gram, then 12 gram of that solute, which is your fluoride, 12 gram of fluoride is present in 1 million gram of that solution, okay. If it is in volume, then 12 gram of that fluoride, volume 12 ml of this fluoride will be present in 1 million ml of that solution. And we can also represent by mass to volume ratio also, like 12 gram of that solute, which is fluoride. Okay, 12 gram of this fluoride is present in 1 million ml of that solutions. So which one will be right? 12% is no, it is not right. Nothing, percentage is not related to this equation. Okay, so the option 1 is wrong. Option 2 is what? 12 ml of solvent is present, so it is not solvent. Fluoride is a solute, so it is also wrong. Now third is what? 12 gram solute. Yes, 12 gram solute. Here 12 gram solute is present 1 million gram of solutions. Yes, this is right, because 12 gram of solute is what? Fluoride. That means 12 gram of fluoride is present in 1 million gram of solutions. And the last option is what? 12 gram fluoride is present in 1 million kg. No, the unit is defined. Okay, it is one is gram, one is kg, so it is wrong. So option C is the correct option. Coming to the next question, which is question 3, ppm unit is used to describe the concentration of. Option A is dilute solution, B is solution with very less amount of solute, C is concentrated solution, and third one is, last one is what? The solution with very high amount of solutes. So we already know that ppm means parts per millions. So how many parts are present in a million of that solution? Okay, so that means it will be very less amount of solute will be present in that solutions. Okay, so in case of the first option, dilute solution may have a considerable amount of solutes. Okay, so this is wrong. Option B is solution with very less amount of solute. Yes, this option B is correct one. Option C is not correct, because it is concentrated solution. It is already a huge amount, or a considerably huge amount of solute is present in case of concentrated solution. And also fourth option is also wrong. Here also it is given that solution with very high amount of solutes. So this is not correct. So option B is correct option. Now coming to the next question, which is question 4, which is actually which statement is correct statement. Okay, so first statement is that a mole fraction unit cannot be used in case of mixtures of gases. No, it is not correct. This is incorrect, because we can use the expressions of concentration, which is mole fractions, for mixture of gases, because mixtures of gases are also a type of solution. Okay, because we know that solution is what? Solution is a homogeneous mixtures of two or more than two components. So here mixtures of gas is also as a considered as a solution, so we can use the mole fraction to express the concentration. Okay, so the second option is what? Mole fraction is unit is not related to the number of moles of solutes and solvents. No, it is not correct, incorrect, because we know that the equation in the the equation by using which we can calculate the mole fraction is related to the number of moles of solutes and solvents. For binary solution of two components, component A and B, we know that for a mole fraction for component A, XA is equal to Na divided by Na plus Nb. So it is related to the number of moles of that solvent and solute. So this is also incorrect. Third option is what? A mole fraction of a particular component of a homogeneous mixture is always equal to 1. No, it is also not correct, because we know that total mole fraction of a particle total mole fraction of a solution is equal to 1, not a particular component is equal to 1. Okay, so this is also not correct. Fourth option is what? Mole fraction of one component of a solution cannot be equal to 1. Yes, this is correct one, because mole fractions for a particular component in a solution cannot be equal to 1. We know that the total mole fractions of all the components, if we add up the mole fractions of all the components, then it is equal to 1. Okay, so the option 4 is the correct options. Now question number 5, which is actually suppose in a binary solution or binary mixture of gases A and B, mole fraction of component A is 0.77. What is the meaning of it? Okay, so it is given that the solution is what, or the mixture is actually binary mixtures. That means two components will be there. Here it is given that component A and B. Okay, and it is given that the mole fraction of component A is 0.77. That means 77% of number of moles of A will be present in that that solution or that binary mixtures. Okay, so what is the meaning of it? So the first option is that in that mixture 23% of number of moles of A is present. So it is not correct because we already know that 77% of them actually of component A will be present. Okay, and option B is also not correct because 77% of B is not present. Actually 23% of B is present. Okay, and option C is what? Mole fraction of A and B is 100%. 100%. Yes, this is correct because we know that the total mole fractions of the solutions is equal to 1. That means if you add up the mole fractions of A and mole fraction of B, then it will going to give you 1. That means 100%. Okay, so mole fraction of A and B is equal to 100%. So option C is the correct option. What about the last option? We can't calculate mole fraction of binary solution. No, it is not correct because we can calculate the mole fraction of any solutions. Okay, it may be two component solutions or more than two component solutions. Okay, so option D is not correct. So here for question 5, the option C is the correct option. Now coming to the question number 6, which is actually which statement is the correct statement. Okay, so the first statement is we can't calculate mole fraction of a component if we don't know its molar mass. Yes, this is actually right because we can actually we know that actually the mole fraction is actually what? Mole fraction of a component is equal to the number of moles of that component divided by the total number of moles of the all components which are present in that solutions. And to find out or to calculate the number of moles of any components, we required the mass of that components which is present in that solution divided by the molar mass of that component. Okay, so we need the molar mass of each and every component to calculate the mole fraction of any components. Okay, so option A is the correct option. So what about the other options? The option B is what? We can't calculate the mole fraction of one component by knowing the mole fraction of the other component in case of binary solution. No, it is not correct because we can calculate the mole fraction of a component by knowing the mole fraction of other component, but it is for only binary solution because only two components will be there now, and we know that the mole fraction of, if you add the mole fractions of the components, then it will be equal to 1. So if you know the mole fraction of one component, then by subtracting the mole fraction of that component from 1, we can calculate the other mole fraction of the other components. Okay, so this is wrong. And what about the third option? Volume percentage unit is usually used in case of solution of solid solution, solute and liquid solvent. No, it is not correct because we know that often we use the volume percentage unit to express the concentration of a solution in which actually the solute is in liquid form and also the solvent is also in liquid form. Okay, so this is your not correct. This option 3 or option C is not correct. And the last option is what? The ppm indicates the percentage of solute. No, ppm indicate what? Parts per millions. That means how much parts is present in a million of solution. Okay, so this option is also not correct. So for this question number 6, the option A is the correct option. Okay.